Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I hope all of you are doing well. My name is Shashank Ranjan, and I am from National Defense Institute. I welcome you all to the third video session on the numerical ability of the AFCAT examination. Today, we are going to take the second topic, that is profit and loss, and this is part one. See, we already covered percentage, and in now percentage is a very important chapter to understand the profit and loss concept, because I would say profit and loss, this particular chapter is nothing but a subset of percentage. Why? Because there is completely a percentage concept which is used in the profit and loss topic. So fine. First, let us understand few terms in profit and related to profit and loss, and then we will move to the questions. All right. So first thing first, understand this. For example, you go to a shop to buy something, right? Now, for example, you went to DMart. Okay, you went to DMart. In the DMart, you see that every item has a tag. Now that tag has, for example, 100 rupees given, and it will be cut. There would be 50% discount offer, and 50 rupees will be written, right? And when you go to the billing counter, you will be charged rupees 50 for that particular item, right? Now, understand this. This 100 rupees is nothing but the marked price. This is the marked price. So, marked price is something that is marked on the tag. And on that marked price, there is a discount. So, there is a discount over the marked price, right? There's a discount over the marked price. And the final price, that is rupees 50 here, is known as the selling price. So this is the price at which this particular item will be sold. Now, for example, the shopkeeper purchased this item for rupees 40. This was the item for which DMart had purchased it from its supplier. So this 40 rupees will be called as the CP, or the cost price. So these are some terms that you should know. What is cost price? So the cost price is basically the price at which the seller has bought something from the supplier. So that is the cost price of the item. Okay, next is the mark price. Mark price is the price at which the seller has marked an item to be sold, and then the seller gives discount over that mark price and sells the item at the discounted rate, and that final price at which an item is being sold is known as the selling price. Fine, so these are the terms that you should know. Next is what is there are certain terms, right? Profit, there is a term loss, you will come across a term profit percent, loss percent. Fine. So what is profit? Profit is nothing but the selling price minus the cost price. That is the price at which an item is being sold, and subtracting the cost price, that is the price at which the item was purchased from the supplier by the seller. Okay, if you subtract these two, what you will get is profit. Okay, for example, a shopkeeper, suppose you, for example, let's take a person A. Suppose this person A bought a watch for rupees 100. Okay, and he sold this watch for rupees 120 to his friend Y. Okay, so this a person A, for him the cost price of the watch was 100 rupees, whereas the selling price was rupees 120. So definitely, how much profit did he earn? 120 minus 100, he earned 20 rupees as the profit when he sold the watch, right? And similarly, if somebody will ask you the profit percent, so profit percent is what? Profit percent is just this profit that he earned, that is 20 rupees the profit, upon how much he earned over 100 rupees, right? Because that is the cost, 20 rupees is the profit over 100 rupees, right? And multiplied by 100. So this will be equal to 20% profit, right? So basically profit percent is what? Profit percent is SP minus CP upon CP multiplied by 100. This is the profit percent. Fine. Similarly, loss is what? Definitely it would be cost price minus the selling price. Why? For example, this person A had bought the watch for rupees 100 but sold this watch instead of selling it at 120. He would, if he had sold it for 80 rupees, then how much would be the profit? There would be no profit. Instead he will have loss of how much rupees? 20 rupees. Why? Because his selling price is 80. So basically CP minus SP is equal to loss. So loss is what? CP minus SP, that is 20 rupees loss he had to face in this transaction. So basically, how do you calculate the loss percent then? Loss percent will be CP minus SP upon CP. The CP will remain common in both profit percent and loss percent multiplied by 100. Fine. So this is how you calculate the loss percent. So you actually don't have to remember a lot of formula, but there is a logic, right? You can understand the logic is this: profit percent is nothing but the profit upon CP multiplied by 100. SP minus CP is nothing but the profit, right? Similarly, loss percent is loss upon CP multiplied by 100. Loss is nothing but CP minus SP, right? So I hope if these concepts are clear to you, then we can move to the questions. So if we do the questions, the topic will keep on getting more clear to us. Fine. Let's move to the first question. Now the question is, a man buys a cycle for 1400 rupees. So basically he buys a cycle, that is cost price for him is how much? 1400, and he sells it at a loss of 15%. Now he says that he sells it at a loss of 15%. How much loss percent is given? 15%. What is the selling price of the cycle? They're asking what is the SP, selling price of the cycle, right? So we can use the formula here, the formula that we learned previously. Yeah, loss percent is what? CP minus SP upon CP multiplied by 100, right? So you can write loss percent is how much? CP minus SP upon CP multiplied by 100, right? That would be equal to, loss percent is 15 is equal to 1400 minus SP upon 1400 multiplied by 100. 0 cancelled. 15 multiplied by 14 is nothing but 1400 minus SP. Okay, this implies to SP is equal to 1400 minus 15 multiplied by 14. This implies to SP is equal to, I'm taking 14 common. If you take 14 common, it will be 100 minus 15. SP is equal to 14 multiplied by 85, 100 minus 15, right? So SP is equal to 14 multiplied by 85. Okay, and that would be equal to, if you calculate 85 multiplied by 14, 5 4s are 20, to carry 4 8s are 32, plus 2 34, right? 85 0 9 11 1190 is the selling price of the bicycle, right? So this is how you can calculate based on the percentage. Okay, and you can also follow a very simple method. Okay, if suppose you don't remember the formula, it's very natural that sometimes you may forget the formula, or you might get confused. So in that case you can just go with the percentage, with the percentage concept. If that's clear to you, you can very easily do this question. How? A man buys a cycle for how much? 1400 rupees. He sells it at a loss of 15%, right? Okay, fine. So there would be some SP, but the loss is 15%. What is the selling price of the cycle? So simple thing. Um, Basically 15% is the loss, right? So you can say that 1400 minus 15%. He lost 15% of what? 15% of 1400 only, right? 1400. Now that should be the SP, right? This should be the SP. Simple thing. Because this is the cost price 1400 and he had to face a loss of how much? 15%. So 15% loss means 1400, 15% of 1400 only, and you have to subtract it to get the SP. Simple thing. So 1400 minus 14 multiplied by 15. So 14 multiplied by 15, if you will do, what you will get? You will get 210. Okay, and 1400 minus 210 is nothing but 1190. So very easy way, you can simply calculate it. You don't need to remember the formula. Instead, you can easily do it just if your basics are clear, percentage basics are clear. And this is what is required in FCAT, doing the questions fast. Okay, next question. A man bought an old typewriter for 1200 and he spent 200 on the repair. So how much is the cost price of the typewriter? It is 1200 plus 200 that he put on repairing, right? So it is 1400. That's the total cost. He sold it for 1680. How much is the selling price? It is 1680. Question is, how much is the profit percent? So how much is the profit percent? Let's calculate. It is 1860 minus 1400 divided by 1400 multiplied by 100. To divide this, 1680 minus 1400 is equal to 280 divided by 14. Okay, which is equal to 20%. So 20% is the answer, right? Easy. Let's move to the next question. The next question is, if the cost price of an article is 80% of the selling price, let us write it in the mathematical manner, right? If the cost price of an article is 80% of its selling price, then the profit percent is, the question is about profit percent. So what is profit percent? We know the formula for profit percent. Profit percent is equal to SP minus CP upon CP multiplied by 100, right? So can I write it as CP is equal to 0.8 SP, right? So it is asking for the profit percent, right? So profit percent, let's put SP minus 0.8 SP. So in this CP, I'm putting this value. CP is equal to 0.8 SP, right? So SP minus 0.8 SP divided by 0.8 SP multiplied by 100. Okay, if I do this, then 1 minus 0.8 is 0.2 SP upon 0.8 SP multiplied by 100. These SP got cancelled, which is equal to 2 by 8 multiplied by 100, 1 by 4, 425% answer. Okay, so you got the answer is D. So I hope again this is clear to you. What we did is nothing but we converted the whole statement into mathematical expression and we solved it, right? Let's move to the next question now. Krishnan bought a camera and paid 20% less than the original price. He sold it at 40% profit on the price he had paid. The percentage profit earned by Krishnan on the original price was. Okay, fine. In this question, we can see that there is no absolute number, only percentage is given. So we can safely assume that, let us assume that the price of the camera is 100. Okay. Now what Krishnan did, Krishnan bought a camera and paid 20% less. So basically, Krishnan, how much is the price of camera first? Price of camera is equal to 100. How much Krishna paid? Krishna paid to the seller, he paid 20% less. That is, he paid 80 rupees, right? Now what he did, he sold it at 40% profit. So he sold it at 40% profit. Obviously 40% profit means how much he paid? He paid 80 rupees only, right? He made a profit of 40 rupees over this 80 rupees. So what is 40% of 80? 40 by 100 multiplied by 80, right? For it is a 32. So basically he earned 32 rupees profit, right? It is 40% profit over the cost price. So cost to Krishna was 80 rupees only, right? So total, how much is the selling price? Selling price would be 80 plus 32. That is equal to 110. 12. Okay, so this will be the selling price. Now the question is the percentage profit earned by Krishna on the original price. So original price was 100, right? So this was the original CP, original price, right, is 100, and his selling price is 112. So he's asking how much is the profit percent. Obviously it will be, if it is 112 100, so profit is 112 minus 100 divided by 100 multiplied by 100, right? This is equal to 12% is the answer. Okay, so that is the profit percent. And also see, when we assumed 100 rupees as the price of the camera originally, you actually don't have to, you put this, use this formula for profit percent. Why I did, just to explain you, but a very smart guy who is calculating will easily understand, okay, 100 rupees is the original price, selling price is 112, it means how much is the profit? 12 is the profit. Obviously it is asking percentage. Already we are calculating over 100, so 12 percentage difference will be what? Will be the percentage. That is why we are assuming 100, right? Because assuming 100 makes the calculation of percentages easy, right? Let's move to the next question. I hope you all are learning from different type of question, right? So by selling an article, a man makes a profit of 25% of the selling price. Okay, his profit percentage is, now he says that uh, a man makes a profit of 25% on the selling price. Okay, profit, makes a profit of 25% of its selling price. His profit percent is, he's asking for the profit percent, but he's saying that he's making 25% profit of its selling price. So basically what you can do here is, let us assume that the selling price of the article is 100. Okay, so if the person sells the article for 100, he's saying that he's already making 25% profit. So if he's making 25% profit, and then after making this 25% profit plus 25% profit, he's getting 100, it means how much would be the cost price? It should be 75, right? 75 rupees should be the cost price. That is why over 75% he took 25% profit and he sold it for 100 rupees, right? So if SP is 100, then CP would be 75. Now asking how much is the profit percent? How much is the profit percent? So profit percent would be, profit percent will be equal to SP minus CP upon CP multiplied by 100. So SP is 100 minus 75 upon 75 multiplied by 100. Okay, so if you are divided by 25, so 25 3s are 75, 25 4s are 100. If you subtract 100 and 75, you will get 25 upon 3 multiplied by 4. That is equal to 100 by 3, which is equal to 33.33 percentage is the answer. 33 1 by 3%. Okay, so I hope again this is clear to you. See, what we did is nothing but we did a simple assumption of selling price to be 100, and he's making 25% profit of its selling price. So basically 20, you need to calculate the cost price. If 25% is the profit and selling price is 100, then how much will be the cost price? And once we have the cost price, that would be definitely be 75. All these calculation can be done in the head, right? Let's move to the next question. If there is a profit of 20% on the cost price of an article, the percentage profit calculated on the selling price will be. Okay, again the question says that there is a profit of 20% on the cost price of an article, then percentage profit on the selling prices. Again, only percentage is given. I can safely assume the cost price to be 100. If I assume cost price to be 100, then if there is a profit of 20% on the cost price, so if CP is equal to 100, then SP is equal to how much? 20%, right? 20% profit. So SP would be 120, right, of an article. The percentage profit calculated, so asking for the percentage profit, divided by 100 multiplied by 100 which is equal to 20 as percentage profit on the cost price of an article, percentage profit, sorry, it is asking on the selling price. See, this is the catch here. Okay, it is asking on the selling price, so the same thing applies here. it will be 100 minus 120 minus 100, that is equal to 20. So 20 is what? It is profit. So 20 rupees is the profit. But he's asking, the question is asking, you need to calculate profit on its selling price. So how much is the selling price? Selling price is 120. So profit on the selling price, right? Cut it, 600 divided by 6. If you do this, it will come like 66.666, something like this, which will be equal to 16 2 by 3. That is the answer. Fine. Easy question. Nothing tough. Let's move to the next. An item when sold for 1690 earns 30% profit on the cost price. Then the cost price is. So the question says that the SP is given as 1690, right? Let us assume that CP is equal to X. The question says that uh, the item sold for 1690 earned 30% profit on the selling price. So CP is equal to X plus how much is the profit? 30%. So 30% of X is 0.3 of X, right? 30% of X is 30% of X. These calculations should not be done again and again, right? 0.3 of X uh, is equal to how much? 1690. Calculate the cost price, that is calculate the value of X. Easy question. 1.3x is equal to 1690. X is equal to 169000 divided by 13, right? So I can next step would be X is equal to 1690 divided by 1.3, right? What I did is I multiplied and divided by 10 in the numerator like this. So this becomes 1600 and 1.3 becomes 13. Right now, if I divide this, then 13 ones are 13. Remainder is 339. 13 threes are 39. 200, that is 1300 answer. So 1300 will be the cost price of the article. Fine. So I hope again you understood. This is an easy question. Let's move to the next question. The total cost of 8 bucket, it says 8 bucket plus 5 mug is equal to how much? 92. Total cost of 5 bucket and 8 mug is equal to how much? Is equal to 77. Question is 2 mug plus 3 bucket is equal to how much? Okay. So this is a question of simplification, right? What we can do is let us multiply first equation by both sides of the first equation by 5, okay, and multiply both side of the second equation by 8. Why I'm doing this is because I want this number and this number to be same. If these two numbers are same, then in that way I would be able to cancel out, right? It is nothing but we have solved two equations with two different variables. Find the value of x and y. We have done this kind of question earlier in our childhood. This is nothing but a simple mathematical simplification, right? If you do this multiplication, what you will get is uh, uh, 5 8s are 40, 40b, okay, plus 5 5s are 25, 25m is equal to 92 multiplied by 5. 92 multiplied by 5 is 460. Okay. Similarly, second equation, this will be 40b plus 64m is equal to 616. This is equation 1. This is equation 2. Also, you can keep one of these equations safe. For example, 8b plus 5m is equal to 92. This was equation, right? 8 bucket plus 5 mug is 92. Just keep this safe and let's uh, keep this equation as a star. Why? Because later when uh, when we will cancel out these b, we will get the value of m, but then that value of m has to be put in this star equation to find the value of b. Okay, anyhow, Let's do the calculation. You will understand why I put this term safe outside. Okay, so if what I'll do is I will sorry subtracting equation 2 or equation 1 from equation 2. Okay, it means 40b, that is, first I am taking the second equation, 40b plus 64m is equal to 616. I'm subtracting the first equation, so minus 40b. This plus will also become minus 25m. This plus will also become minus 460. If I subtract these, 40b minus 40b will be equal to 0. 64 minus 25 would be 39. M is equal to 616 minus 460 will be 156. This implies to M is equal to, you will get as 4. If you divide 156 by 39, M is equal to nothing but 156 by 39. If you divide this, you will get M is equal to 4. Now putting M in equation star. Okay, so I'm putting this value of M where? In this equation, star equation. Okay, if I put this, what I will get, 8b plus 5 into 4, M replacing with the value 4 is equal to 92. This implies to 8b equal to 92 minus 4 5 are 20, right? 20. So 8b is equal to 72. B equal to 9. So B value also came to you, that is 9. Now what we have to find? We have to find the value of this equation, right? So 2, what is the value of M? M value is 4 plus 3 multiplied by what is the value of B? It is 9. So 4, 2 4s are 8 plus 9 3s are 27. 27 plus 8 is equal to how much? 35. Answer is A. So again, this was a simplification question and you can easily do it, right? Let's move to the next question now. If there's a profit of 20% on the cost price, the percentage of profit on the sale price is, okay. So it says, if suppose let's assume that the cost price is 100. Okay, so it says if there is a profit of 20% on the cost price, so if CP is equal to 100, profit is equal to 20%, it means selling price would be equal to how much? 120. Right. So 100 profit, 20% profit would be 20 rupees profit. So 20 plus 100 is 120. So that would be the selling price. The percentage profit on the sale prices, so basically it is asking the profit divided by selling price multiplied by 100 over the sale price, right? 600 divided by 6 will be equal to 16 2 by 3%. Okay, 1666, 16 point, it will come like 16.66667, like this. So that will be 16.23%. Easy question. Let's move to the next question now. Next question says that Nisha bought a number of oranges at 2 for a rupees. She bought a number of oranges. We don't know how many is that, but she got it 2 for 1 rupee, and an equal number of orange at 3 for a rupee. It means uh, there are two varieties of oranges she brought. Okay, she two varieties of oranges she brought. One orange is variety A, another orange is variety B. The variety A orange she bought for, in 1 rupees, 2 oranges she bought, and this one in 1 rupees she got 3 oranges. So definitely A variety A is superior and variety B is inferior, right? But what she does is she wants to make 20% profit. Okay, she wants to make 20% profit, and she wants to sell them, she wants to mix them together and sell at the same price. Fine. So uh, uh, so what is the question is, to make a profit percentage, she should sell a dozen for. So how much, for how much price she should sell 12 oranges is the question. Fine, no issues. There's how many oranges she bought, the number is not given. So we will take the number, assume the number which will be of our profit. And here I can see there is a number 3 coming and a number 2 coming. So I can safely assume any number which is, common for 2 and 3. For example, 6. 6 can be easily be divided by 2 and also can be divided by 3. So for easy calculation, let us assume any multiple of 6. Let me assume 60. Let the number of oranges be 60. So I'm assuming let number of orange she bought is equal to 60. Okay. So uh, she bought equal number of A and B, right? She bought equal number of A and B, right? So let us assume she got 30 oranges of A and an equal number it's given, right? So she bought 30 oranges of variety A and 30 oranges of variety B. So how much would be the cost of 30 oranges? So A, she's getting 2 for 1 rupees. So definitely she will spend how much? Rupees 15. 15 rupees she will spend and she will get 30. Why? Because she will get 2 for 1 rupees, right? Multiplied by 2. And here she is getting how many? 3 oranges. 3 oranges, right? So it means how much she has to spend? She has to spend only rupees 10. So if she spend rupees 10, she will get 3 oranges per rupees. So 10 into 3 is 30 rupees, 30 oranges. So uh, so total money that she spent is how much? 15 plus 10, which is equal to 25 rupees. She spent how much? Total 25 rupees, right? 15 plus 10, that is 25 rupees. So how much is the cost price? Cost price equal to 25 rupees. Simple. How much profit she wants to make? She wants to make 20% profit. Correct? So 20% profit. So how much should be the selling price? SP should be equal to how much? Easy, right? We know profit percent is equal to SP minus CP upon CP multiplied by 100, right? Profit percent is 20. SP, we need to calculate. CP is 25 upon 25 multiplied by 100. 4, okay. And again, we can write SP minus 25 is equal to 20 upon 4. If we divide, it will come 5. So SP would be equal to how much? 30. So selling price would be 30. So 30 should be the selling price of how many oranges? Of 60 oranges, right? So how much would be the selling price of 60 orange is equal to 30 rupees, right? So how much would be the SP of 12 oranges is the question, right? A dozen, correct? So uh, 30 rupees for 60. Let me write it in a better way. You can write it as uh, 60 oranges for 30 rupees. How much would be for 12? So it will be equal to 12 upon 60 multiplied by 30, right? 2, 6. So it will be for rupees 6. So she will sell 1 dozen for 6 rupees. Fine, to make a profit of 20%. You got the answer. There is nothing in this question, just a story. You should be able to put it in the numerical manner and you can easily solve it. There is no question where it's not very tough. In AFCAT, the questions are not at all tough. Okay, it's easy. Just your concept should be clear. Right? The next question is Pooja wants to sell a watch at a profit of 20%. She bought it at 10% less and sold it at 30 uh, percent less. Okay. The question is, uh, but she still gained 20%. The cost price of the watch is, uh, okay. So uh, this question again for today, I'm giving you as an exercise. Okay. Once the whole questions are discussed, you can do this question. This question contains the this question might appear to be twisting just like the previous question. This question might appear to be twisting, but then this question is also easy. Okay, just use your brain, put the mathematical uh, the numerical expressions, the English statement into the numerical expression, and then you will be able to easily solve it. So I would want you to post your answer in the comment box, and I will give a heart to the answer that is correct. Okay, I'm moving to the next question. So the next question is, if profit on selling an article for rupees 425 is same as loss on selling it for rupees 355, the cost price of an article is. Okay. So see, the question says, if the profit on selling an article for 425, that is, it is saying the profit is same as loss on selling of some article, some rupees is given. Okay, fine. So basically it is saying the profit is equal to loss, but which profit? If profit on selling an article, if suppose an article is sold as at 455 rupees, right? So we know profit is equal to how profit we on the beginning of the lecture, we discussed that profit is nothing but selling price minus the cost price. So selling price is 425, right? An article is sold for rupees 425 and there was a profit made. So this is selling price minus CP. Loss is how much? CP minus the selling price, right? Loss is equal to CP minus SP. We already learned this. CP minus how much is the selling price? 355, right? Question is then the cost price of an article. We need to calculate the cost price. Easy question, right? Bring this cost price, uh, sorry, bring this cost price to this side of the uh, equal to, and bring 355 to the other side of the equal to. It will be 425 plus 355 is equal to 2CP, right? The CP plus CP, correct? If you add them together, then 425 plus 355 would be equal to 780, which is equal to 2 times CP. This implies to CP is equal to 780 divided by 2, which is equal to 390 answer. So the CP would be 390. Easy question, right? Moving to the next question. By selling a bag at rupees 230, the profit of 15% is made. Fine. On selling a bag for rupees 230, a profit of 15% is made. The selling price of the bag when it is sold at 20% profit would be. Okay. So the question is, uh, let us assume that the cost price of the bag is X. Okay. How much percent profit is taken? 15%. So how much would be the the selling price? So SP would be X plus 15% of X, which is equal to X plus 0.15X, which is equal to 1.15X, right? This is equal to selling price. By selling a bag at 230 is given. So this should be equal to 230, right? 1.15x should be equal to 230. That is what the question says, right? Now we can calculate the value of x, that is equal to 230 divided by 1.15. If we divide 230 by 1.15, how much we will get? Easy, right? Just divide and multiply by 100. Okay, this would be equal to 230 multiplied by 100 divided by 115. 115 2s are, that is 200, right? So we got CP of the bag is equal to how much? 200 rupees, right? The selling price of the bag when it is sold at 20% profit would be. Now it is asking, if the cost price is 200, if you had to sold it at 20% profit, that is 200 plus 200, 40% of 200 would be equal to 200 plus 240 is 80, that is 280 rupees. So 280, so how then the selling price of the bag would be, it should be 280 rupees. Why it is 240 given here? I think the option is wrong. It should be 280, but let us recheck our calculation. We assumed the CP equal to 100, right? Then the selling price and the profit is how much? 15%. So 15% is nothing but 1.15x, that is equal to 230, right? And if we divide 230 by 1.15, we will get 200, which is correct value. So the cost price of the bag is how much? 200. It is asking the selling price of the bag when it is sold for 20% profit would be. So 20% profit. Oh, it is asking for 20%. You see, I have written 40%. So here I have made wrong. You see, this is the silly mistakes we generally do when we are doing the calculation fast, right? We need to avoid this kind of mistake. Fine. And this, so you see, when the option did not match, I revisited and I'm able to check whether I'm right or wrong, right? So it is 200, which is equal to 200 plus 2 to the 4, 40, which is equal to 240. So answer is 240. Option C is the correct answer, right? Easy. Let's move to the next question. If we move to the next question, it says a man gains 20% by selling an article at a certain price. Okay, so a man gains 20% if he sells an article for a certain price. If he sells it at double the price, the percentage profit would be okay. Let us assume the cost price, let CP of that article be 100. Okay, so man gains 20% by selling a certain article. So how much would be 20% a profit? Gains 20%, right? So the selling price would be 120. That should be 120. It says if he sells it at double the price, that is he sells it at 240, he sells it at 240, then what is the percentage profit? So percentage profit is how much? Easy, right? We got the CP equal to 100, we got the SP equal to 240. Calculate the percentage profit. That is equal to SP minus CP upon CP multiplied by 100. But we don't have to do all these things. Why? It Because we already assume CP to be 100. So that is what is the uh, beauty of assuming CP to be 100 is we can simply subtract 240 by 100, that is 140, and that should be the answer here. But we will also calculate it. Okay, so SP is equal to how much? 240 minus how much is the CP? CP is equal to 100 divided by how much is the CP multiplied by 100. These two hundreds cancel together. 140 is the answer. So you got the answer, right? Easy question. It appears to be difficult, it appears to be twisting, but when you put the numbers on the paper, you will get the answer, right? Let's move to the next question now. If we see the next question, it says that a trader sold a cycle at a loss of 10% if the selling price had been increased by rupees 200. Okay, if the selling price had been increased by rupees 200, there would have been gain of 6%. The cost price of the cycle is fine. So for this question, what you can do is let let us assume the cost price of the uh, bicycle be X. Okay, let the cost price be X. Then a trader sold it at a loss of 10%. It means how much would be the SP? It would be 10% minus 10%. 10% of X you should subtract. That would be equal to 0.9 0 uh, 0.9 of X, right? That should be the selling price. Did you understand this calculation? Easy, right? 10 minus X into 10% of X. That's correct because he at a loss of 10%. So loss means X minus 10% loss. So 10, you have to subtract 10% from X, right? So if you do that, that would be equal to X minus 0.1x. That would be equal to 0.9x, right? That is what I wrote. So the selling price is 0.9x. Fine. Next, it says that if the selling price had been increased by rupees 200, it says that had the selling price been increased by 200, that is 0.9x was the selling price. If it had been increased by 200, then there would be a gain of 6%. That is, if X is the CP, then gain of 6% means, can I write it as 1.06x? Definitely yes. We have to add 6% of X to X. That is X plus 6% of X, which is equal to 1.06x, right? And if we solve this, what we will get is 1.06x minus 0.9x should be equal to 200. What I did is I took this equation, I took 0.9 of the other side of the equal to. So this plus will become minus, this 200 will remain like this, and this side will appear like this, right? And this is equal to 0.16x should be equal to 200, and x would be equal to uh 1250. Okay, so your answer would be C. So I hope this is also clear to you. Easy question, right? Not difficult at all. Let's move to the next question. Fine, now this is again a question where we can use our brain. It's a very a question that some appears to be simple, but sometime could be very painful for some people if they are not properly calculating it, or if they do not have a proper understanding of the concept. Okay. For example, the question says the cost price of 25 book is equal to selling price of 20 books. It means, for example, there's a person A. He bought 25 books. Okay, for certain rupees. Let us assume rupees 100. Okay, and this person, he sells 20 books, and he has already gained rupees 100. Okay, so how many books are still there to be sold? 5 books. So basically whatever he will earn on selling these 5 books would be what? The profit, right? Because he bought 25 books, he had to sell those 25 books. He sold 20 books and he got the money that he already invested. So 5 books are still left to be sold, right? So if whatever money he will get on selling those 5 books, that would be his profit. So basically here we can understand the profit itself is 5 books. Out of how much? Out of 20 books. Because on selling 20 books only, he's making a profit of 5 books, right? And multiplied by 100, you just do this. 25, 5 is at 25% is the answer. Okay, so this is how you can easily solve this. Some people, will start first assuming, let us assume he bought one book for 1 rupees. So 25 book would be bought for 25 rupees, right? 20 books. He sold 20 books, right? The profit percent would be, they will start calculating in that way. It will be very, very long. So if our concept is clear that okay, his profit is 5 books, out of how many? 20 books, right? That is what he's selling. Or in any of these kind of question, whenever you get, just remember whatever is in the selling price or selling value, that would come in the denominator, and the difference between these two will come in the numerator, that is 5, and you have to multiply it by 100. So 25% would be the answer here. Let's move to the next question. If selling 40 article is equal to cost price of 50 article, the loss or gain percent is C. Here again it says, if the selling price of 40 articles, so 40 article is sold, and that is equal to cost price of 50 articles. So 50 article cost price of 50 articles, for example, that is what it is saying is, suppose 50 books are bought for rupees 100, and selling price of 40 books is sold for those 100 rupees only, because it is saying that the selling price of 40 article is equal to cost price of 50, right? It means that 50, suppose 50 those articles, let those articles be books. Same question, kind of same question, you see. So 50 books he bought for rupees 100, on selling 40 articles means he is doing nothing but He is selling 40 books and he is gaining those 100 rupees which he already invested. Now how much would be the profit? Obviously 10 books are left, those are nothing but the profit. Profit on what? On selling 40 articles, so over 40 rupees multiplied by 100. If you do this, divide 100 by 4, you get 25%, and 25% as the gain. So this is the answer. Easy, right? There is no, it's not at all time consuming, it's very easy. Right. Next question you see. Next question says, by selling a tape recorder for 1040, a man gains 4%. If he sells it for 950, his loss will be. Okay. So the question says that a man gains 4%. Let us assume that the cost price CP of this tape recorder is equal to X. Okay. So he gains how much? 4%. 4% means how much would be the selling price? Selling price should be equal to X plus 4% of X. 4% of X, that is equal to 1.04 of X. Okay. And what they have given is selling by selling an article for 1040. So I can say that 1.04x should be equal to 1040. That is what is already given here. Man gains 4% profit. So x value you can calculate by 1040 divided by 104, 1.04, and I'm multiplying and dividing up and down by 100. That is equal to 1040 100 divided by 104. If I do this, I will get 1000. So 1000 is nothing but the cost price. So I got this equal to x, where x is nothing but the cost price. If he sells it at uh, 950, then his loss will be how much? 1000 is the cost price. He's selling for 950, so 50 rupees will be his loss. But here the question is asking percentage. So percentage is 50 upon how much is the cost price? Cost price is 1000, right? Multiplied by 100, divide, will be equal to 5%. So 5% is the loss. Fine. Let's go to the next question. Now it says if the cost price of 20 books is same as selling price of 25 books, it means that he bought 20 books for suppose 100 rupees, and he had to sell how many books? 25 books. He had to sell, only then he gained those 100 rupees. So how much is so obviously here he is not gaining, he is losing, right? Because he got 20 books for 100 rupees, but to gain this 100 rupees back he had to sell 25 books, right? So it means there will be a loss. There will be a loss of what? There will be a loss of 5 books. 5 books over what? Always over the selling price. Remember this, whatever is the selling, okay, divided by 25 multiplied by 100. If you do this, it will come 25 4 is 100. 5 into 4 is equal to 20. 20% is the answer. Fine, easy question. Moving to the next question now. Fine. Next question says that a store sells a watch for a profit of 25% on the cost price. Okay. Then the percentage of the profit against selling prices. Very easy question. Very easy question. Okay. Just like I think the first or second question we did is just like the same. Okay. So let us assume, see here only percentage is given. So we can simply assume that the cost price is equal to 100, right? So if the CP is equal to 100, then and profit is equal to 25%, it means SP should be equal to 125. Correct? Then the percentage of profit on the selling price is 25 upon 125 multiplied by 100, right? 25, 5 is 125, 4 is 100. Sorry, sorry. 5 divided by 100 is 20. So 20% answer. Okay. So this is the answer. To make a profit of 20%, the selling price of the good is to make a profit of 20%, the selling price of the good is 240. The cost price of the good is simple thing. Let us assume the CP. Let us assume CP is equal to X. How much is the profit? 20%. So how much would be the SP? SP would be 1.2x, right? And this is equal to how much? Selling price is 240, right? So X would be how much? 240 divided by 1.2, multiply up and down by 10, 2400 divided by 12, 12 to the 24, which is equal to 200 rupees. This would be the cost price. Simple question, right? Next question. Percentage profit made when an article is sold for 78 is twice as much as when it is sold for 69. The cost price of the article is fine. So it says that the profit percent made when an article is sold for 78. So profit percent, we will use this formula. Profit percent is SP minus CP upon CP multiplied by 100. Okay, we will use this formula and we will let's check. The profit percent when an article is sold for 78 is twice as much as when it is sold for 69. The cost price of article is. So profit percent is same, it says, right? No, it's twice, fine. So first profit percent 1 should be equal to 2 times of profit percent 2, right? So profit percent 1 is 678 minus CP upon CP multiplied by 100 should be equal to 2 times, with twice as much as when it is sold for 69, that is 69 minus CP upon CP multiplied by 100. This 100 will get cancelled, right? The CP will also get cancelled. What will be left is 78 minus CP should be equal to 2 into 69 minus 2 CP. Okay, so 78 minus CP should be to 2 into 69 is um, 138. Okay, minus 2 CP. Fine. Now this 2 CP I am bringing this side and taking this 78 to this side of the equal to. This would be equal to 2 CP. This side will be plus 2 CP minus CP should be equal to CP, which is equal to 138 minus 78. 138 minus 78 is equal to 60. So the cost price is 60, option A. What we did is nothing, but we just put the English statement into the numerical form and we are able to get the answer, right? Now let's move to the next question. This question we already did, right? The profit in rupees when selling an article for 524 is same as the loss on selling for 452. The cost price is very simple, right? It is just like the profit is equal to loss. Profit, how much? uh, Profit is equal to SP minus CP. SP is 524 minus CP should be equal to loss is what? CP minus SP. Here selling price is 452, right? And I'm taking this CP to this side and bringing this to this side. The price to 2 CP is equal to 452 plus 554. If you add them together, you will get 976. So CP should be equal to 976 divided by 2, which is equal to 488. So C is the answer. Easy question. Moving to the next. Next question is, by what fraction selling price must be multiplied to get the cost price if the loss is 20%? Okay, so here loss percentage is given. So loss percentage is nothing but loss upon CP multiplied by 100, right? Or this loss is CP minus SP, right? So CP minus SP upon CP multiplied by 100, anything you can write. So loss percent is 20, which is equal to uh, must be multiplied to get the CP, fine. So we can write it as 20 is equal to CP minus SP upon CP multiplied by 100, right? And taking this 100 to this side of the equal to, we will get 20 by 100 should be equal to CP minus SP upon CP. This can further be written as 20. 20 by 100 can be written as 1 by 5, right? So 1 by 5 is equal to, this can be written as CP upon CP minus SP upon CP. I'm breaking these two away. This can be further written as 1 by 5 is equal to 1 minus SP upon CP. right? I'm taking this SP upon CP to the other side of the equal to. This will, so negative will become positive. SP upon CP should be equal to 1 minus, bringing this 1.5 to this side of the equal to will be 1 by 5. I'm taking this equation, writing it this side. SP upon CP should be equal to 5 ones are 5 plus 1. Sorry, 5 ones are 5 minus 1, that is 4 upon 5, right? So SP upon CP should be equal to 4 by 5, right? That is what is the question, right? If the uh, by what fraction is SP must be multiplied? Oh, wait. Question is, by what fraction should SP be multiplied to get the CP? So it is asking SP should be multiplied, right? So that is why you have to take this 4 by 5 to the other side of the equal to, that will be equal to SP multiplied by 5 by 4, which is equal to CP. To the this side you have to bring up equation. This will become will come like this. Now what is that fraction? 5 by 4. So this is not the answer, this is the answer, 5 by 4. Okay, because the question is by what fraction the SP must be multiplied. So the fraction is 4 by 5, 5 by 4, with which SP is multiplied, so that it will is equal to CP. So this is nothing but a tricky question where they have twisted the words and they just want you to come up with a fraction. You see, just if your concepts are clear, you will get to the answer. Just read the question properly and don't do any silly mistake, you will get the answer. This is what they want to test, right? They uh this is what they want in an officer. Let's move to the next question. Okay. So the next question is, a fruit merchant makes a profit of 25% by selling mangoes at a certain price. If he okay, a fruit merchant makes a profit of 25% by selling mangoes for a certain price. Fine. So we don't know the CP, right? So let us assume the CP to be X. Now, how much would be the SP? SP would be 25%, that is 1.25x. If he charges rupees 1 more on each mango, he would gain 50%. Okay. So he says if he charges rupees 1 more per mango, so basically 1.25x plus 1 rupees, how much he would make? He would gain 50%. 50%. So x 50% 50% profit on x would be equal to 1.5x, right? at at first the price of one mango was, so it is asking you the CP, right? X, value of x, so that should be equal to 2.25x should be equal to 1.5x, right? Oh, I'm sorry, how can we add this? We need to take this 1.5 to this side of the equal to, or do one thing is you take this 1.25 x to the other side of the equal to, that would be equal to 1 is equal to 1.5x minus 1.25x, right? So this 1 is equal to 0.25x. This implied to x is equal to 4. So 4 rupees will be the cost price per mango, right? Let's move to the next question. Next question says the cost price of 36 book is equal to selling price of 30 book. The gain percentage. Again, it says that cost price of 36 books. Okay, so 36 books has been brought, and uh, for suppose 100 it has been brought, and on selling 30 book itself he is able to make the 100 rupees profit. So 100 rupees he is able to his investment is completely recovered on selling 30 books. So how much is the profit? 6 books that is left with him to be sold. That is the profit. That is where he's going to make profit. So he's going to make profit of 6 books over on selling. Always remember selling price 30 multiplied by 100. So that should be equal to 2 multiplied by 10, 20%. Answer is 20% A. Okay. So again, this question is clear to you, I hope. So, you know, uh, always these kind of questions are tricky. Most of the time, they'll ask this kind of question. People end up wasting a lot of time. Just use a little logic. We have done, I think, 3 or 4 questions of this type in today's session. So I don't think if this question will come in your examination, you will lose anyway. Okay. So let's move to the next question. Fine. So we are done with the question for today, and we'll come up with the next session on the profit and loss again, where we will take some other different set of questions and we will make your concept clear. So I hope your concept in profit and loss was clear, and this video was useful to you. If you have any doubt, queries, question, you can contact us at www.nationaldefenseinstitute.in. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. We'll meet in the next session.